This is not for the crowd. This is for builders. This is for the few who are tired of circling the same mountain while your teams eat manna and call it progress. My real love is people like you who believe that purpose is not a theory and movement is not a myth. The crowd wants a show. Builders want a map. The crowd follows noise. Builders follow a North Star. Jesus didn't trust crowds. He fed them and left them. He looked for disciples. Tonight I'm looking for leaders. Write this down. Leadership is born when toleration ends. If you are sick of tolerating wandering, you are in the right room. Say it with me, out loud. Like soldiers receiving orders, mission manages, vision moves. Again, mission manages, vision moves. Now write this down. Mission maintains, vision initiates. That's the thesis of our journey. We are leaving confusion for movement. And I didn't say miracles, I said movement. The Bible says in Deuteronomy 2-3, you have circled this mountain long enough. Turn north. That is a command, not a suggestion. Some of you have 40 slides of strategy, 10 colors in your brand palette, 6 OKRs, and your people are still circling Sinai because there is no north. You maintain a camp with weekly updates, but you have not advanced a mile. Why? Where there is no vision, the people perish, Proverbs 29-18. Without vision, people don't stop working, they stop becoming. They survive, but they do not arrive. Write this down. Activity is not advancement. Noise is not navigation. You can rev an engine in neutral and fill the garage with fumes. Who's the leader in the engine? No one. And everyone. Every part can function. But if the gear's in neutral, the destination undefined, nothing moves. That's your deck. Functions humming. Meetings multiplying. Metrics increasing. Morale decreasing. Because vision is not a bullet on slide 2. It is the destination that defines the journey. Vision answers, where are we going? Vision answers, what must we consistently do to get there? And here is the contrarian truth. Vision is more important than leadership. Because if the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. Don't be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? Let me go deeper. Genesis 1:26 says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. The Hebrew word is rad, rule, govern, manage a territory. You are created to lead and designed to dominate in a domain. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. True leadership is self-discovery. You will never manage a mission correctly until you know who you are and where you are mandated to go. That's why your decks wander. They are professional but not prophetic. Busy but not bearing fruit. Long but not leading anywhere. You put mission first and called it excellence. Hear me. Mission without vision is maintenance. Excellence without direction is elegant stagnation. Say this with me. Stop circling. Start marching. Again, stop circling. Start marching. When Moses stood at the Red Sea with organized fear behind him and impossible water before him, the Lord said, why do you cry to me? Tell the people of Israel to go forward. Exodus 14:15. Some of you are still crying to God about what he already commanded. Move forward. But you cannot move forward if you don't define forward. That's vision. Write this down. Vision names the land. Mission numbers the steps. Vision declares Canaan. Mission orders the march. Vision is the where. Mission is the discipline that gets us there. I am going to be tough with you because I love you. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. You have tolerated misordering. You have tolerated timid language in your documents. You have tolerated adjectives disguised as destiny. We will be excellent, innovative, collaborative. Excellent at what? Innovative toward where? Collaborative to arrive at which land? That is why your team has learned to camp. Your calendar is full of tent meetings, not land taking. Your budget buys manna, not milk and honey. Write this down. Confusion is expensive. Clarity is cheaper than wandering. So here's my promise for this session. We are going to separate vision from mission like bone from marrow, clean and without painkillers. We will install a 3-question wilderness diagnostic that turns a wandering document into marching orders. Say it with me. See it. Prove it. Do it. Not today in full, but you will taste it tonight. And before we are done, you will receive marching orders you can execute in the next 30 days. But it begins with this violent decision. Put vision first. Then deploy mission with discipline every day. Fruit follows order. Write it down. Some of you confuse your job with your work. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. A job can fill a deck. Only work can fill a land. When you discover your work, vision becomes obvious. The land calls your name, and mission becomes joyful, not burdensome, because it is simply your gift on a schedule. Leaders don't seek followers. Followers are attracted to leaders who know where they are going. So I am asking you to stop advertising events and start announcing destinations. Let us make a decree together. Put your hand on your heart. Say, I am not an accident. I am an assignment. I was created to lead and designed to dominate in my domain. I will no longer tolerate wandering. Now, say it strong. Mission manages, vision moves. Again, mission manages, vision moves. One more time. For your subconscious, the heart, the hard drive. Mission maintains, vision initiates. In the next moments, I will confront your deck and your definitions. Don't be offended. Be delivered. You ain't free yet. You just delivered. We're taking Egypt out of your mind so Canaan can enter your mouth. By the end, you will stop circling a mountain called maybe, and you will turn north toward a named land. The world is waiting on your clarity. Write this down. The future favors the precise. Decide tonight, no more neutral. Engage the gear called vision, and let mission carry the talk. We are leaving confusion for movement. Now, let's march. Now, before we march another step, we must define our words. Language creates lanes. Definitions are deliverance. Write this down. Vision is a clear, compelling picture of a preferred future that demands movement. Not a paragraph of poetry, a picture, something you can see, say, and draw that pulls you like gravity. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision and make it plain, that he may run who reads it. Notice the verbs. Write it so you can read it. Make it plain so you can run. Vision that does not provoke running is not vision. It is entertainment. The Hebrew word there is chazon, sight, revelation, a mental image. God did not say, write the essay. He said, write the vision. Why? Because the heart runs toward pictures, not paragraphs. Humans pursue images. You become what you behold. If you can't behold it, you won't become it. Now the second word. Write this down. Mission is the present tense assignment and method by which we advance toward that picture. Mission is not tomorrow's dream. It is today's deployment. The Latin root of mission is mittere, to send. The Greek is apostello, to be sent with orders. Mission is sending your gift into the day with orders from the vision. It is the disciplined routine, the roles, the rhythms, the methods that translate the picture into progress. Hear me. Mission without vision is activity without arrival. Vision without mission is a poster on the wall. But order is everything. Vision first, then mission. Fruit follows order. Say it with me. Vision answers where and why. Mission answers what and how now. Again, loud for your leadership. Where and why, what and how now. Vision is destination and conviction. Mission is assignment and execution. When you confuse them, you create teams that are busy and bored at the same time. Busy because they're doing a lot, bored because they're going nowhere. Proverbs says, if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare himself to the battle? 1 Corinthians 14:8 echoes the same principle. An uncertain sound is an undefined destination. Clear sound, clear steps, uncertain sound, unprepared soldiers. Your team is not lazy. Your trumpet is uncertain. I will provoke you because I love you. Write this down. Vision is more important than leadership. Why? Because leadership without destination is organized wandering. Jesus said, if the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. Matthew 15:14. Blind leadership is management without a map. You can be charismatic, efficient, data-driven, and still be blind. Don't be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? If a pilot tells you, relax, we are 12 minutes ahead of schedule, your next question should be, arriving where? Speed without destination is a faster disaster. Excellence without direction is elegant stagnation. Let me make this practical. If I can draw it, it's vision. If I can schedule it, it's mission. If it names a land, it's vision. If it names a labor, it's mission. If it answers, where are we going and why must we go? Vision. If it answers, what will we do and how will we do it now? Mission. Write this down. If you cannot measure mission daily, it is not mission. If you cannot imagine vision clearly, it is not vision. I tell executives all over the world, stop writing adjective lists and calling them vision. We will be excellent, innovative, collaborative. That is like saying we will be healthy, happy, friendly. Where are we going? Why does it matter? Paint the picture. We see our city debt-free with every child literate by 12. Now I can see it. Then mission steps in. So we will deploy after-school squads in 12 districts, train 300 tutors, and read 10,000 hours this quarter. Vision names the land. Mission numbers the steps. Destination, then discipline. Look at Jesus as the model. His vision was the kingdom. Repent, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. That is a destination, a realm, a picture of a preferred future where heaven's culture governs earth's behavior. His mission was present tense deployment. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because He has anointed me to preach good news to the poor, heal the brokenhearted, proclaim liberty to the captives. Luke 4:18. Vision, the kingdom restored. Mission, preach, heal, free, announce now. He never confused them. That is why He could tell His disciples where they were going and assign them what to do on the way. Some of you are trying to motivate people without a map. That is abuse. Write this down. Motivation without destination is manipulation. Your people don't need more height, they need a horizon line. Parents, we will be a godly family is not a vision, it is a virtue. We see a home where every meal includes conversation. Every child reads one chapter a night, and Sunday is sacred rest. That is a picture. Then mission shows up. So we cook together at 6 p.m., phones off at the table, and we read Proverbs aloud. Clear vision births simple mission. Simple mission compounds into visible fruit. I want to help you test your deck now. If your so-called vision statement cannot be photographed, it's not finished. If your mission statement cannot be calendared, it's not honest. Write this down. Vision is the North Star. Mission is the marching order. Vision lives in the future perfect. Mission lives in the present active. The future perfect says, it will be done. The present active says, I do. If your document starts with, we exist too, that is often mission. If it starts with, we see, that is often vision. Don't be religious about the words. Be rigorous about the meaning. Separate the destination from the assignment. Clarity begins there. And hear the warning. When you reverse the order, fear hides behind professionalism. People say, let's be realistic. Realistic to what? If your reality has no promised land, your realism is rebellion against destiny. Israel had logistics, tents, manna, distribution, water schedules, and no land for 40 years. Organized wandering. God had to speak. You have circled this mountain long enough. Turn north. Translation, define the where, then deploy the how. Say with me, vision names the north, mission marches north. Let's lock this into your heart, the hard drive, so you cannot forget it tomorrow when the emails roar. Repeat after me. Vision is a clear, compelling picture of a preferred future that demands movement. Mission is the present tense assignment and method by which we advance toward that picture. Where and why, what and how now. Again, where and why, what and how now. Now lift your head and make this decree. I refuse organized wandering. I choose ordered movement. I will put vision first and deploy mission daily. Leadership is born when toleration ends. And tonight I end my toleration of confusion. The trumpet will be clear. The picture will be plain. And we will run. Open your Bible in your mind to Exodus. And here the first thing God gave his people was not a schedule, it was a picture. I have come down to deliver them, to bring them up out of that land, to a good and large land, a land flowing with milk and honey, Exodus 3-8. Write this down. God began with a photograph of the future. Milk, honey, large, good, flowing. That is vision language. That is a map stamped on the heart of a nation. He did not say, I will give you better tents. He said, I will give you a better land. Say it with me. Vision names the land. Mission moves the camp. But God did not stop with a map. He instituted a march. The same God who painted Canaan in broad strokes organized the camp in precise order. Jethro looked at Moses drowning in details and said, what you are doing is not good. You will wear yourselves out. Then he gave him a mission system. Select able men and appoint them as rulers of thousands, of hundreds, of fifties, and of tens. Exodus 18:17. Write this down. Vision demands structure. The promised land requires captains. When the land is named, leadership is distributed. Who's the leader now? No one. And everyone. The vision sits on top, function leads within. The Levites lead worship. Aaron leads priestly protocol. Joshua leads battle. Bezalel leads craftsmanship. Moses leads overall direction. A $4 wire can still shut the car down. In a camp of 2 million, a missing captain of tens can stall a tribe. Everyone is a leader in their function when the destination governs the caravan. Look at the manna system. It was not random rain, it was measured mission. Gather of it every man according to his eating, an omer ahead. And let no man leave of it till the morning, except on the 6th day, when they prepared twice as much. Exodus, Shalom. That is logistics, daily cadence, roles, rhythms. And the tabernacle, pages and pages of protocol dimensions, materials, order of service, who carries what, who touches what, who does not touch what. Numbers 2 arranges the tribe by standards around the tent of meeting. Numbers 10 gives silver trumpets with distinct blasts that signal movement. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare for battle? That's Scripture's question. And your team is still asking it. Write this down. Mission is the disciplined routine that makes the picture inevitable. Vision names the land. Mission moves the camp. Now watch the lesson the wilderness teaches with surgical clarity. With vision but no mission, people die on the way. God had already named the land. He even sent a preview. Grapes so heavy, 2 men carried a cluster on a pole. Numbers 13. That is vision's fruit on display. But without mission discipline, without obedient march order, without courage to step, when the trumpet sounded, they wept at Kadesh, believed a bad report, and froze. They had a map and refused the march. Result, a generation lay down in the sand. Write this down. Dream without deployment is a desert death. With vision but no mission, you bury potential. On the other hand, with mission but no vision, people go in circles. Israel perfected the art of camping. Tents up, tents down, manna measured, water scheduled. Silver trumpets polished, priests robed, Levites rehearsed. The logistics worked, but when the land was not embraced, the march became a loop. 40 years of excellent management and 0 miles of destiny. Deuteronomy 2-3 thunders into our meeting. You have circled this mountain long enough. Turn north. Say it with me. Mission without vision is maintenance. Vision without mission is mirage. Order them right. Map first. March second. Jesus put it in one sentence for every organization under heaven. If the blind lead the blind, both shall fall into the ditch. Matthew 15:14. Blindness is not a lack of energy. It is a lack of destination. You can have captains of thousands and still be blind if the land is not named. You can have JIRA boards, Gantt charts, and still fall in a ditch. Don't be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? Then once the where is clear, submit the how to order. Who's the leader? In the march, no one and everyone. The pillar of cloud and fire provided direction, the divine vision marker. The ark anchored identity God among us. Each tribe moved when the cloud lifted and rested when it settled. Leadership was functional. Submission to a clear destination and a clear signal. Let me apply this to your camp, your enterprise, your ministry, your family. Write this down. Install your North Star before you hire your captains. Vision names the land, a city where literacy reaches 100%. A product that removes waiting rooms from healthcare. A neighborhood with 0 fatherless homes. Then deploy mission. Captains of thousands, hundreds, 50s, 10s, macro owners, team leads, squad leads, daily stewards. Define your manna system. What is the OMA for today? What is the daily measurable that feeds the camp? Define your Sabbath. When does the camp stop to protect the soul of the mission? Define your tabernacle protocols. What are our sacred non-negotiables that carry the presence and culture? Who carries the ark of our values? And who must never touch certain things because it's not their function? Who blows the trumpet? And what does each sound mean? If the trumpet is certain, the people will run. Write this down and don't forget it when you go back to your slides. Vision is a noun that paints. Mission is a verb that plans. Vision names the land. Mission moves the camp. The reason some of you are exhausted is because you have Jethro's advice. Without God's photograph, you built captains around a campsite, not around Canaan. And others are discouraged because you have posters of grapes with no captains to carry them out of the valley. Balance is not the answer, order is. Fruit follows order. Hear the Spirit's rhythm in the wilderness. God speaks a picture. Leaders sequence a march. People move in ranks. Fruit confirms the picture. Rinse and repeat until arrival. That is why I told you earlier, leadership is born when toleration ends. Israel tolerated fear, it multiplied funerals. They tolerated misordering, it multiplied circles. You end your toleration tonight by doing what Moses did after Jethro spoke. He listened, he appointed, he taught the statutes, and he released responsibility under a destination. Say it again, loudly, like a trumpet in your own chest. Vision names the land. Mission moves the camp. And lift your eyes to see it. The promised land is not improved sand. It is another place. The picture must be so plain your children can draw it. The march must be so disciplined your enemies can predict your excellence but cannot stop your advance. No one and everyone. That's how a nation moves. That's how your team will move. Map first, march second. Because if the blind lead the blind, both fall. But if the seeing set the course and the sent stay the course, you will cross over. Now write this last line in big letters. I will not manage a camp I refuse to move. I will name the land, appoint the captains, and march. Before we assign one more task, we must meet the person who's supposed to do it. Identity before assignment. Write this down. Discover who you are to see where you must go. Vision springs from identity. Mission deploys it. Genesis 1:26 is the blueprint. Let us make man in our image, after our likeness, and let them have dominion. The Hebrew word is rad, rule, govern, manage a domain. God declared destination before distribution. He revealed function before formation. He spoke purpose before people appeared. That means you are not an experiment, you are an expression. You are not an accident, you are an assignment. Say it with me. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Let me teach you like a manufacturer's manual. Everything God created reveals His domain by design. Birds have wings, sky. Fish have fins, water. Seeds have shells, soil. Your design reveals your destination. Write that down. Some of you have been asking committees for permission to go where your design already announced. You keep begging for vision in a meeting when your wiring is screaming it in the mirror. The problem is not absence of destiny. It is amnesia of identity. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. Heart. There is not the pump. It's the hard drive, the subconscious autopilot. Your life will march at the speed of your self-concept. If you think like a slave, you will organize slavery efficiently. If you think like a son, you will arrange your steps for inheritance. Write this down. Leadership is self-discovery. You will never lead us out of the wilderness until you are introduced to yourself. When God met Gideon, he was hiding in a winepress, threshing wheat in fear. The angel did not give him a to-do list. He gave him an identity decree. The Lord is with you, mighty man of valor, Judges 6:12. Identity first, then assignment. You want a project plan. God is trying to upgrade your name. He called Abram, Abraham, Sarai, Sarah, Jacob, Israel. New identity produces new itinerary. If the blind lead the blind, both fall into a ditch. If the mislabeled led the mislabeled, they pitch tents in circles. Say it again. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Now write this down. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Don't confuse employment with deployment. If they fire you, your job goes. But your work goes with you. Work is your gift served to humanity. Vision emerges when you discover your work, because your work announces your land. That is why so many decks wander. They are crafted by employed people who have not yet been deployed in their gift. And a person without discovered work writes adjectives and calls them a future. Let me tell you about Ruth, fictional, but you know her. Corporate title, polished deck. Her team loved her kindness. She came to me with 60 slides and a tired soul. We exist to empower excellence. She read. I asked, Ruth, what is your work? She blinked. I'm a VP. I said, that's your job. What is your work? Silence, then tears. I cannot stand seeing young professionals drown in confusion. When I teach them frameworks, they breathe again. I smiled. There it is. Your gift turns panic into precision. Instantly, a picture appeared. We see a generation of managers who can articulate destination and march with calm clarity. That's vision, picture. Then mission deployed. Daily, we will coach 5 teams to separate where from how, and we will measure peace by reduced meeting hours. Her identity unlocked her land. Her calendar followed her clarity. Write this down. When you meet your work, vision stops hiding. Parents, listen. Your children don't need you to impose a career. They need you to reveal a calling. Before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. Jeremiah 1-5. God spoke identity over Jeremiah pre-birth, then gave assignment. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. Identity names who you are. Assignment expresses where you go and what you do because of who you are. Jesus himself modeled this. Before he preached one sermon or chose one disciple, the heavens declared, this is my beloved Son, in whom I am well pleased. Matthew 3:17. Identity affirmation preceded wilderness testing and public mission. If the Son needed identity before assignment, so do you. Write this down. Mindset drives movement. As a man thinketh is not poetry, it is policy. Your belief system is your internal speed limit. That's why 2 teams with the same budget move at different speeds. One believes they belong in Canaan, the other believes they are grasshoppers. The Israelites said, we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. Numbers 13:33. Their self-perception defined their opponent's perception. Vision died at the border, not for lack of strategy, but for lack of identity. Don't you dare allow your deck to call you small when God has called you sovereign in your domain. Who's the leader in your destiny? No one. And every part of you must lead in its function, your mind, your gift, your conviction. A $4 belief wire can shut the whole engine down. Write this down. Whatever you tolerate in your self-concept, you authorize in your calendar. If you tolerate the lie, I am average, you will schedule mediocrity. If you decree, I am assigned, you will schedule dominion behaviors, study, service, excellence in the area of your gift without apology. Let's make this practical. Sit with your design. Ask, what problem do I hate that my presence naturally solves? That hatred is often holy. It is assignment calling. Look at your history. What do people always thank you for? Thanks is the receipt of value delivered. That is fruit, and fruit reveals tree. You don't judge a tree by what it promises, but by what it produces. Write this down. Identity is the seed. Vision is the tree picture. Mission is the gardener's routine. Seed, picture, routine, order is everything. Say it with me. Strong. My design reveals my destination. My work reveals my vision. My mission deploys me daily. Again, my design reveals my destination. My work reveals my vision. My mission deploys me daily. Put your hand on your hard drive. Declare, I renounce small thinking. I break the speed limit of fear. I am an image bearer. I was created to lead. I will not confuse job with work. I will find my land and I will march. Let me leave you with this decree for your team, to be spoken until it becomes culture. We are not wandering workers. We are assigned image bearers. We see our land because we know our name. We deploy our mission because our picture is clear. Leadership is born when toleration ends. We end toleration of identity confusion tonight. The next document you write will begin with who you are and where you are mandated to go. Then and only then will your methods matter. Write it down. Identity precedes itinerary. When you know who you are, the road rises to meet you. And when the road rises, the march begins. Let me diagnose this with the love of a surgeon and the urgency of a trumpet. Your deck is not complex. It is misordered and timid, and that keeps you wandering. Write this down. Misordering makes movement impossible. Timidity makes leaders invisible. You have pages of activity with no arrival. You have metrics that measure maintenance and call it momentum. You have a mission pasted where a vision should live. That is why your people are busy and bored at the same time. I sit in rooms where committees take comfort in consensus and then crucify clarity. They open the vision slide and type, we exist to deliver innovative excellence with integrity. That is not a picture. That is a bucket of adjectives. Then they open the mission slide and cram in quarterly targets that belong in a project plan, not a purpose statement. And by the end, the room is high-fiving over numbers without a named land. Write this down. You cannot chart a course to a cloud of words. Where there is no vision, the people cast off restraint. Proverbs 29-18. When destination disappears, discipline dissolves. You either run wild or you sit still. Both are ditch-bound. Why do we tolerate this? Cultural speed limits. Safe language has replaced bold destination. Legal approves it. Brand likes it. The board applauds it. Heaven yawns at it. Because it is safe to say, we will be excellent and risky to decree. By 2027, we will graduate every 12-year-old in this city reading at grade level. Safe words won't offend. Bold pictures require faith. Write this down. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. If you tolerate safe nouns, you will never taste promised lands. If you tolerate timid timelines, you will never see time redeemed. The wilderness loves safety because safety justifies staying. Let me wake your belief. Remember the lion and the elephant. The lion is not the strongest. He is not the tallest. He is not the heaviest. He is the king because of attitude. Your eyes say, that's an elephant. Your belief says, that's lunch. Proverbs 23:7 says, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Your deck reveals your heart. If your heart is timid, your slides will apologize. If your heart is royal, your slides will name the land. Write this down. Belief precedes movement. Committees borrow fear. Leaders borrow faith. When your internal conversation changes from can we to we must, the march begins. Say it with me. I see like a lion. I lead like a lion. I refuse elephant excuses. Let me list the symptoms so you can stop calling them strategy. 1. Vague nouns with no verbs. Excellence, innovation, impact, no picture, no place, no people transform. 2. No time horizon. Someday language that disrespects calendars and breeds delay. 3, activities treated as ends. Launch initiative, host event, conduct training, process worship without outcome. 4, fruit defined as numbers, not transformation. 10,000 attendees, but no marriages healed, no literacy increased, no waiting rooms emptied. 5, metrics selected for convenience, not consequence. You count what is easy, not what matters. 6, meetings about meetings, cadence without conquest. 7, budgets before destination. You ask, can we afford it? Before you ask, is this our land? 8, disclaimers, louder than declarations. If feasible, where appropriate, pending approval, weasel words, strangling faith. Write this down. A $4 misordered slide can stall a $40 million engine. Now here scripture interrogates your spreadsheets. Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit. Matthew 7:16. Fruit is visible transformation. Numbers are witnesses, not the verdict. In Acts 2, they counted 3,000. Yes, but the fruit was devotion to teaching, radical generosity, favor with all the people and the Lord, adding daily. That is, culture change, lives reordered, neighborhoods shifted. If your win is a chart without a changed life, you are managing sand, not moving toward milk and honey. Say it with me. Numbers serve vision. Transformation proves vision. Write it down. Count what counts because you change what counts. Let me make this uncomfortably practical. Your vision slide says, be the leading provider of patient-centered care. That is safe. That is sand. Where is the land? Try this. By December 2027, every clinic in our system will eliminate waiting rooms. Patients move from door to doctor in under 5 minutes. Now I can see it. Now I can run. Then mission takes the wheel. This quarter, we piloted in 3 clinics, rebuild triage protocols, redesign scheduling, train 30 staff, measure cycle time daily, order restored, destination first, deployment second. That's how you end wandering. Write this down. Timid decks protect egos. Clear decks protect destinies. Many of you are hiding behind elegant ambiguity so no one can prove you failed. That cowardice is expensive. Israel polished trumpets for 40 years and never heard victory songs because they refused to say out loud, we will possess Hebron. Don't be impressed with power. Ask, where are we going? Don't be impressed with graphs. Ask, who will be different by this date because we moved? I came to love you and provoke you. Tear out the safe nouns. Burn the golden calves of convenience. Put a date on the wall. Name the people who will be different. Name the place that will be changed. Appoint the captains to carry it. And let the trumpet speak a certain sound. Say it with me. Loud enough to shatter your speed limits. No more misordering. Vision first. Mission daily. Fruit as transformation. Again, vision first. Mission daily, fruit as transformation. Now lift your head and decree, I end my toleration of timid language. I end my worship of metrics without a picture. I will not manage circles. I will set horizons. I will name the land, appoint the captains, and move. Now that your heart has rejected timid language, let me put a tool in your hand that turns wandering into marching. Write this down. 3 questions. Turn a wandering document into marching orders. See it, prove it, do it. This is not theory. This is wilderness medicine. You ask these questions in order and your camp will move. Question 1 is the destination. Question, where exactly are we going? Not generally, exactly. If a 12-year-old cannot draw with crayons, it is not clear enough to lead adults. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets that he may run who reads it. Plain so you can run, not poetic so you can clap. Write this down. Destination must be picture, not posture. It must answer 3 tests: sensory detail, time horizon, human outcome. Sensory detail. What will it look like, sound like, feel like, time horizon? By when? A date disciplines faith. Human outcome. Who will be different and how? If people cannot see it, they cannot seek it. Red flag right here. If your answer to where are we going begins with, we exist to provide. You are not answering the destination question. You are writing mission, and you're about to lead us in circles. Stop. Vision names the land. Mission moves the camp. Say it with me. Map first, March 2nd. Let me test your picture. We will be a leader in innovation. That is fog. Your team can march to beat. Try this. By June 2028, every third grader in our district reads a physical book aloud to a family member at 90 words per minute with joy. Now I can draw it. A child, a book, a smile, a clock, sensory, time-bound, human, or this. By December 2027, no patient in our system will sit in a waiting room door to doctor in under 5 minutes. You can hear the hallway. You can feel the pace. That's a land, not a cloud. Question 2 is the distinction. Question, what fruit will prove we arrive, and for whom? Matthew 7:16. You will know them by their fruit, not by their flyers, not by their hashtags, by fruit, visible transformation. Write this down. Distinction is about proof, not pride. It must answer 3 tests. Who is changed? What pain ends? What value appears? Who is changed? Name the people. Students, patients, single mothers, small retailers, junior engineers. What pain ends? Illiteracy, waiting, confusion, turnover, exhaustion. What value appears? Peace in the home, hours saved, income increase, confidence restored. Fruit attracts. It does not beg. When people see fruit, they volunteer their feet. Red flag number 2. If your answer to what proves we arrived is 10,000 attendees, you are counting heads instead of healing hearts. Numbers serve vision. Transformation proves vision. In Acts 3, a man who couldn't walk stood up leaping. That's fruit. Pain ended, value appeared. Put it in your deck like this. For 2,000 moms in Ward 7, bedtime becomes reading time and nightly homework tears end. That is a proof anyone can prosecute. Let me make you feel the difference. A tech nonprofit told me, we will train 500 coders this year. I asked, who is changed? What pain ends? What value appears? We rewrote their proof. By graduation, 300 formerly underemployed adults earn $70,000 plus rolls within 90 days. And their average debt delinquency drops to 0 by month 6. That's fruit. That attracts donors, employers, and courage. Write this down. Distinction names the evidence of Eden in the new land. Question 3 is the deployment question. What must we do daily to move 1 mile this week? Translation, how do we turn a picture into practices? This is where mission lives. Calendar, not clouds. Monday at 9 a.m. Not ongoing. It must answer 3 tests. Calendar, reality, named owners, weekly rhythms. Calendar reality, it's on the schedule, time box with start and stop. Named owners, a name, not the team. If everybody owns it, nobody owns it. Weekly rhythms, cadence that compels check-ins, measures, reviews. That's how you march. Jethro said, appoint rulers of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s, Exodus 18. That is deployment architecture. Who's the leader? No one. And everyone. Vision remains king. Function leads the march. Red flag number 3. If your answer to what must we do daily starts with we exist to provide, you have escaped into identity poetry while your calendar starves. Mission is verbs with clocks. Stand up a task force is not deployment, it's a meeting. At 7:30 a.m. daily, Miss Lopez and Mr. Chin run 2 0-minute fluency labs with 12 students each. Progress graphed in hallway. By Friday is deployment. Write this down. Monday is the proof of mission. Let's apply all 3 to one land so you cannot wiggle away. Destination. By May 30 next year, every third grader in PS 47 reads 90 WPM aloud with joy. Distinction. Parents report 4 nights a week of peaceful reading time. 80% of children asked to read after dinner. Teacher referrals for reading intervention dropped by 60%. Deployment, Monday 7:30 a.m. 2 labs open. 8 to 15 a.m. Hallway scoreboard updated. 3:45 p.m. 1 5-minute teacher stand-up. Thursday 5 p.m. Parent micro-coach session with 2 reading coaches. Friday 12 p.m. Principal reviews dashboard and text celebration to parents of gains. Owner's name, Lopez, Chen, Davis, Principal Grant. Rhythm, set, calendar reel. Now the camp can move. Or take your clinic. Destination, by December 2027, door to doctor in under 5 minutes. Distinction, patients spend 80% less time away from work. Satisfaction scores move from 78 to 95. Staff, overtime drops by 40%. Deployment, every day at 8:55 a.m. Front desk, triage, and providers huddle for 5 minutes. At 9 a.m., 2 float nurses pre-room, first 10 patients at double speed. Cycle time posted on wall. At 4:30 p.m., 10-minute improvement review. This quarter, Maria owns scheduling redesign. Jamal owns triage protocol. Dr. Singh owns provider block times. Named owners. Monday proof. March begins. Let me give you a smell test for each question so you can catch the wilderness before it catches you. Destination smell test. If I ask where, and you give me why or what we value, you're dodging. If I cannot draw it, you cannot drive to it. Distinction. Smell test. If your fruit is a total without a testimony, X attendees, Y dollars, you are measuring sand. Give me a changed person with a ended paid. Deployment smell test. If the calendar cannot find it, it doesn't exist. If the team owns it, no one does. If there is no weekly rhythm, you will drift into quarterly regret. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare for battle? 1 Corinthians 14:8. Name the sound. Name the day. Name the leader. Say it with me. See it, prove it, do it. Again, see it, prove it, do it. One more time, like a marching drum in your chest. See it, prove it, do it. Write this down. Question 1 births faith. Question 2 builds evidence. Question 3 becomes excellence. Put them in that order, and your people will restrain themselves no more. They will run, because Proverbs 29:18 says, when vision is present, discipline has a purpose. I can hear some of you already editing slides. Good. But don't just edit. Repent of misordering. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End the toleration of fog on your first question, vanity on your second, and vagueness on your third. Tonight, pour your deck onto the table with your captains of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. Ask the destination question until a 12-year-old can draw it. Ask the distinction question until a grandmother cries happy tears because the pain is named and ended. Ask the deployment question until Monday at 9 a.m. is alive with owners and rhythms. Then blow a certain trumpet. I'm not here to impress you. I'm here to move you. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Your team is not a crowd. It is a caravan. No one and everyone. The map is waiting. The march is ready. Say it with me for the road you will walk this week. See it, prove it, do it. Now lift your head and decree. I will not manage circles. I will set horizons. I will name the fruit. I will own the calendar. I will name the land, appoint the captains, and move. Order is everything. We just armed you with the 3 questions. Now let me show you the sequence that makes those questions move people. Write this down. Put where before how, and fruit after faith movement follows correct order. The Holy Spirit is a God of order. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. When you misorder, you miscarry. When you order, you deliver. Here is the order that turns caravans into conquerors. Write this down. 1, vision, why and where. 2, values, boundaries. 3, strategy paths. 4, mission, present assignment. 5, metrics, evidence of fruit. Don't rearrange it. Don't negotiate it. Don't crowdsource it. Say it with me. Vision, values, strategy, mission, metrics. Again, vision, values, strategy, mission, metrics. One more time, like a drum line to your destiny. Vision, values, strategy, mission, metrics. Vision names the land and sanctifies the why. Habakkuk 2:2. Write the vision, make it plain, that he may run. Vision is the picture on the box of the puzzle. It tells all the pieces where to go. Values are your guardrails. They answer, what will we never violate on the way? Values keep you holy while you're hurrying. Strategy is the path set. It answers, which road will we take through this terrain? Mission is your present assignment, what we will do this week with these hands at this hour. And metrics are the testimony evidence that the fruit has appeared. James 2:26 says, faith without works is dead, but works without faith is wandering. Vision births faith, mission executes works, metrics record the fruit, fruit after faith. Let me bring you under the hood. You do not start the engine before you choose the destination. That's what foolish people do. They turn the key, make a lot of noise, smell like fuel, and go nowhere. Destination sets the route. Route demands the vehicle. Vehicle defines the roles. If you decide you're going across an ocean, the route says, no car, you need a ship. If you're going across a desert, the route says, four-wheel drive with spare water. The vehicle then dictates roles: navigator, driver, mechanic, supply officer. Who's the leader? No one and everyone. Distributed leadership under a singular destination. The navigator leads when we're off course. The mechanic leads when the engine coughs. The driver leads in the storm. The supply officer leads when rations run thin. Importance is contextual. Function is king. Vision unites them. Values restrain them. Strategy aligns them. Mission deploys them. Metrics celebrate them. Write this down. A $4 wire can stop $1 million car. Don't be impressed by the size of your budget and the glitter of your dashboard. If you misorder a single piece, the caravan stalls. I worked with a team that bought a $2 million analytics platform before they had a vision sentence. They had graphs in 4K and no land named. They were counting sand at high resolution. We shut it down. We named the land first. By June 2027, every small retailer in our network will process payroll in under 10 minutes with 0 errors. That's vision. Then values. We refuse dark patterns. We will protect data dignity. No predatory fees. Then strategy. 3 paths, automated templates, mobile first tutorials, and peer coaches. Then mission. Next 90 days. Onboard 100 retailers via Friday clinics. Maria owns templates. Raj owns tutorials. Keisha owns coaches. Finally, metrics. Evidence of fruit error rate hits 0 by week 6. Time to payroll under 10 minutes. Owner stress score drops from 7 to 3. Fruit after faith. Movement followed order. Israel teaches us this sequencing. God gave a destination, Canaan, a land flowing with milk and honey. He then gave values, the law, the boundaries of behavior in the camp, the holiness code. Next came strategy, the route by pillar of cloud and fire, when to break camp, when to end camp. Then mission, collect manna daily. Appoint captains of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. Take this city next. March around Jericho this many times. And metrics? Fruit. Grapes on a pole. Giants evicted. Cities possessed. Peace in the land. Every time they reverse the order, whining about how without remembering where, counting giants before confessing God's promise, they wandered. Write this down. You derail when you let. How? Interrogate where before. Why is enthroned. Values come second because speed without standards is sabotage. Seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness. Matthew 6:33. Righteousness is right positioning boundaries. Values decide in advance what we won't trade to get there. They are the white lines on the highway so the convoy arrives with integrity intact. Without values, strategy becomes manipulation, mission becomes burnout, and metrics become idolatry. With values, strategy serves people, mission sustains people, metrics honor people. Strategy third. Many of you start with strategy because consultants gave you a template. Stop it. Strategy divorced from vision and values is a map to nowhere with a license to hurt people. Strategy is simply choosing the simplest, safest, shortest path consistent with your values to the vision you already pictured. It is the root, not the reason. Mission fourth. Mission is not poetry, it's the march plan. It is verbs with clocks. Today's assignment under this strategy, consistent with our values, toward that vision, at 9 a.m. we do this. Ownership named. Cadence set. Don't flip it. Don't write mission first to feel productive. Sound without sequence is noise. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? You set the sound by order. Metrics fifth. Evidence of fruit, not fuel for fear. You will know them by their fruit. Matthew 7:16. Not by their forecast, not by their followers. Fruit. Put the testimony after the task, not before it. If you measure first, you will choose Aussie fruit and call it harvest. If you believe first, work faithfully, and then measure, you will choose costly fruit and call it obedience. Let me bring this home with a simple checkpoint. If your meeting opens with dashboards, you're out of order. If your meeting opens with the picture and the promise, then reviews the boundaries, then chooses paths, then assigns the weak, then checks the evidence, you are in kingdom order. Say it with me. Where before how? Faith before fruit. Vision, values, strategy, mission, metrics. Write this down. Order is mercy for teams. It removes anxiety. It clarifies authority. It honors every function. The driver stops fighting the navigator. The mechanic is not blamed for missed exits. The supply officer is not asked to steer. No one and everyone. When you keep the sequence, hidden leaders surface, small wires matter, and a caravan becomes a culture. Tonight, I want you to recut your agenda to this sequence. Begin every day with a single sentence of vision. State 3 non-negotiable values like guardrails. Choose 1 or 2 clear strategies as roads. Translate them into this week's mission with names and times. Then and only then, read the fruit you are collecting as evidence that faith has worked. Deuteronomy 1-6. Thunders, you have dwelt long enough in this mountain. Reorder and march. Say it again so your hard drive hears it. Where before how? Fruit after faith. Vision first. Values guard. Strategy guides. Mission moves. Metrics witness. Now lift your head and decree. I refuse noise. I will lead by order. The map will speak before the motor starts. And the land will meet us because we kept the sequence. Now we craft the picture. Write this down. A vision that can be pictured can be pursued and repeated until it shapes culture. Habakkuk 2:2 says, write the vision, make it plain upon tablets that he may run who reads it. The Hebrew word for vision there is chazon, prophetic sight, a seen picture of a preferred future. Not poetry, picture. Say it with me. Mission manages. Vision moves. Again, mission manages. Vision moves. Let me put a simple template in your hand like a chisel. We see people, place, living in specific, better future by signature difference in the world we make. Write it down. That sentence is your map drawn in a single breath. It answers who, what new world, and why your way matters. Now we add 3 powers, senses, stakes, and a horizon. If it cannot be pictured, it will not be pursued. If it has no human stakes, it will not be remembered. If it has no horizon, it will not be scheduled. Start with people and place. Name them. The more general you are, the more forgettable you become. We see people flourishing is fog. Try this. We see 3rd graders at PS 47 reading aloud with smiles at the kitchen table. Can you see the table? Hear the pages? Feel the smile? Sensory language tells the brain where to send the feet. Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit, Matthew 7:16. Fruit can be seen, touched, tasted, so must your vision. Now attach the better future, not adjectives, outcomes. Not excellent, but quiet homes at 8 p.m. Not innovative, but no waiting rooms. Not impact, but debt-free graduates. Then add your signature difference, the unique way your gift makes that world inevitable. By nightly two-person fluency labs led by parents we train. By removing forms and redesigning triage into a hallway flow. By pairing apprentices with master coaches, not lectures. Your work is your difference. Your difference is your credibility. Write this down. Your gift is the engine. Your difference is the road grip. Finally, set the horizon. Bold yet believable. Costly enough to require faith and focus. Faith, not fantasy. Hebrews 11:1 says, faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. Put substance on your hope with a date. If it doesn't make your knees bend and your calendar change, it is not a vision, it is a wish. A year, 18 months, 30 months, something your people can hold without losing breath, and yet they must stretch. Dates, discipline, desire. Now, let's work the template with senses and a horizon. Education team, listen. Fog. We see a leading district of literacy excellence. Picture, we see every third grader at PS 47 reading 90 words per minute aloud, laughing over library books at the kitchen table by May 30 next year. By training parents as nightly fluency coaches and running 2 joy-based reading labs before school. Can a child draw that? Yes. Table, book, clock, smile. Can a skeptic oppose it? Yes. 90 WPM by May 30 is too aggressive. Good. Picture attracts opponents and allies. Can a team remember it? Yes. PS 47, 90 WPM, kitchen table, May 30, clarity. Healthcare leaders, try yours. Fog. We exist to deliver patient-centered care. Picture. We see families spending evenings at home, not in waiting rooms. By December 2027, every clinic moves patients from door to doctor in under 5 minutes by redesigning triage into a moving hallway and posting cycle time on the wall every noon. You can hear shoes on tile. You can see a stopwatch. A janitor can explain it. A donor can fund it. An administrator can be measured by it. That's movement. A city initiative. Fog. We see a safer community. Picture. We see teenagers dribbling on lit courts at 9 p.m. and mothers sleeping without sirens by next summer by opening 1-2 night sports hubs and paying neighborhood coaches to run them. Sight, sound, smell of rubber on concrete, human stakes, mothers asleep, teens engaged, timed next summer, signature difference, paid neighborhood coaches, not just police patrols. Product team, you are not exempt. Fog. We see the most user-friendly platform. Picture. We see small retailers smiling as they close their laptops at 6 p.m. With reconciled books by Q4 next year, by automating inventory and giving one-tap bank sync that speaks in plain language. Can a child draw it? A clock at 6, a laptop closing, a smile. That child could pitch your company in a grocery line. Let me give you the movement test. Write your sentence. Stand up. Read it out loud. Does the room lean forward? Do eyes lift from phones? Do people ask, when do we start? If not, go back and add senses and stakes. If the heart does not march when the mouth reads it, the feet won't either. Write this down. Sound precedes stride. Paul asks, if the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare for battle? 1 Corinthians 14:8. Your vision sentence is your trumpet note. Make it a battle call, not background noise. Do a clarity check. A child could draw it. A skeptic could oppose it. A teen could remember it. If a child cannot draw it, it's too abstract. If a skeptic cannot oppose it, it's too vague. If a teen cannot remember it, it's too long. Reduce it to one breath. If you need to inhale in the middle, you have stuffed methods where only the map belongs. Methods live in mission. Say it with me. Mission manages. Vision moves. Some of you need to repent of word count idolatry. You think length equals leadership. No. Leadership is essence. Jesus summarized the entire law in 2 sentences. Kingdoms move on compact decrees. Write this down. One clear sentence can rebuild a culture. How? Repetition, repetition, repetition. Put it on the wall. Open every meeting with it. Close every email with it. Teach your children to say it back. Leaders don't seek followers. Followers are attracted to leaders. A clear picture is a magnet. Let me show you how culture forms. A fictional call center director named Elena wrote this on the glass wall. We see small shop owners breathing easy by 6 p.m. by solving their billing problems in one call. Every morning her team touched the words as they entered at 10 a.m. The supervisor read it aloud. At 4 p.m. they posted a number of one-call resolutions next to a Polaroid of a shop owner holding a broom, smiling. In 30 days, scripts changed, tones softened, policies shifted. Why? Picture preceded practice. Vision shaped mission. Fruit appeared. Acts 2 didn't just count 3,000. It produced glad and sincere hearts and favor with all the people. That's culture. Now, write yours. Right now, we see people, place, living in specific better future by signature difference in the world we make. By date, trim the fat. Add senses. Add stakes. Add a horizon. Then call your 12-year-old. Ask them to draw it. Call your most cynical friend. Ask them to poke it. If both can engage it, you have a sword, not a spoon. Say it with me. As a vow you will keep on Monday. Mission manages. Vision moves. Again, mission manages. Vision moves. Leadership is born when toleration ends. Tonight we end the toleration of fog. Tomorrow we speak a picture that makes knees bend and calendars change. And when you read that sentence at 9 a.m., watch your people lift their heads. They will see it. Then they will seek it. Then they will serve it until it shapes who they are. That is how caravans leave wilderness. Now we deploy. We have named the land. Now we march so the land meets us. Write this down. Mission is the disciplined march that makes the picture inevitable and the fruit visible. If vision is the trumpet, mission is the drum line. It is rhythms. It is rolls. It is fruit. Meetings become marches with mile markers. Mondays stop being status recitals and become covenant rehearsals. Be diligent to know the state of your flocks. Proverbs 27-23. That is cadence, not charisma. Translate picture to practices. If your picture is third graders laughing over books at the kitchen table, your practice is not be passionate about literacy. Your practice is 7:30 a.m. Fluency labs, 3:45 p.m. Teacher, stand up, Thursday, 5 p.m. Parent, micro-coach training. Friday, hallway scoreboard. If your picture is no waiting rooms, your practice is not deliver patient-centered care. Your practice is 8:55 a.m. 5-minute huddle. 2 float nurses, pre-room. Noon cycle time posted. 4:30 p.m. 10-minute Kaizen. Write this down. Mission lives on calendars with names and clocks. What did I say? Calendars, names, clocks. Now the engine of execution. Deploy by gift, not by title. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Titles maintain, gifts move. Exodus 18 is a masterclass. Jethro told Moses, select capable men. Appoint them rulers of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. Capacity first, then category. Function determines rank, not the other way around. In your caravan, assign roles by discovered gift. The soft-spoken teacher who makes children fearless. She should own the joy-based reading lab, not the loudest veteran. The receptionist who remembers faces and diffuses anxiety, make her the 5-minute welcome owner. Her fruit is early smiles and zero rework. The nurse who thinks in flow charts, give him triage design. His fruit is door to doctor under 5 minutes. The engineer who turns complexity into clarity, let her write one-tap bank sync copy. Her fruit is retail apiece at 6 p.m. Write this down. Deployment is not who's available. It is whose gift makes this inevitable. Who's the leader? No one and everyone. Function rules the march. Define fruit for every role. Leaders do not chase followers. Fruit attracts. Jesus said, you will know them by their fruit. Matthew 7:16. Fruit is the magnet. If a role has no fruit named, it will seek fans. We don't want fans, we want evidence. For each owner, write one sentence of fruit. Miss. 12 students read 90 WPM by Friday. Hallway graph updated. Smiles recorded. Mr. Parents text 4 nights of reading pics. Tears at bedtime end. Maria at the clinic. No patient waits in a chair. Average cycle time posted at noon. Jamal. Triage misroutes dropped to 0 by week 2. Product copy led. Bank sync errors fall below 0.5%. Help tickets decreased by 60% in 30 days. Write this down. Activity is noise. Fruit is proof. Review fruit, not effort. James 2:26. Faith without works is dead, and works without fruit is deception. Build 90 mission cycles. Why 90? It's long enough to see fruit, short enough to maintain fire. Nehemiah rebuilt walls in 52 days because the people had a mind to work. Nehemiah 4-6. Give your people a mind to work by giving them a wall they can finish this quarter. Here's the frame. Name the cycle by the land. PS 47, literacy, sprint, Q1. Appoint owners by gift, not title. Allocate resources in writing, time blocks, tools, budgets. Establish 3 non-negotiable behaviors daily. Huddle, visible scoreboard, weekly review. Fix weekly mile markers. Friday fruit posted. Monday replan. Insert mid-cycle correction day. 30 check against fruit. Close with testimony day 90. Read. Names change. Pains ended. Value appeared. Say it with me. Owners. Resources. Behaviors. Mile markers. Corrections. Testimony. Protect integrity like your life depends on it, because the caravan does. Write this down. A $4 wire can stop $1 million car. Little foxes spoil the vines. Song of Songs 2:15. One missing hallway update and the reading lab loses momentum. One late huddle and the clinic drifts. One will skip this week and culture decays. Build accountability that honors people and enforces rhythm. Luke 16:10 says, he that is faithful in that which is least is faithful also in much. Appoint a rhythm. Steward someone whose gift is consistency. Give them authority to stop the line if the wire is loose. Toyota calls it an andin cord. Moses called it captains of tens. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who will prepare for battle? Give your steward the trumpet and back their note. Write this down. Accountability is love for the mission. Let's walk 190 day cycle so you cannot hide in generalities. Picture. By May 30, every third grader at PS 47 reads 90 WPM aloud with joy. Mission Q1, Owners Lopez, Joy Labs, Chen, parent coaches, Davis hallway data, Principal Grant, weekly review and resource unblocker. Resources, 2 rooms, timers, simple decodable books, printing budget for take-home cards, pizza for Thursday parent sessions. Non-negotiables, 7:30 a.m. Labs without fail. Hallway graph updated. Fridays, 8:15 a.m. Thursday, 5 p.m. Parent microcoach. Mile markers. Week 1 baseline posted. Week 2, 10 students cross 70 WPM. Week 4, 25 cross 80 WPM. Week 8, celebrate first 90 WPM cohort. Week 12, 75% at target. Corrections. At day 30, if parents attend under 50%, send staff to living rooms in pairs with 15-minute doorstep coaching. Testimony day 90 assembly. Children read aloud. 3 parents speak. Video sent to district. Fruit recorded. Review fruit, not attendance. Not we held labs, but 32 children crossed 90 WPM. Tears ended at bedtime. Library cards used 4 nights a week. Clinic cycle. Picture, door to doctor under 5 minutes by December 2027. Q2 mission, owners Maria, scheduling redesign. Jamal triage flow. Dr. Singh, provider blocks. Rosa front desk scripts. Resources, 2 float nurses. Signage, timer app, whiteboard for noon post. Non-negotiables, 8:55 a.m. Huddle, noon post, 4:30 p.m. 10-minute review. Fruit parole. Rosa, 0 repeat questions. Patients routed right first time. 95% patients pre-roomed within 2 minutes. No double booking. Abandoned calls drop 60%. Sing blocks honored 95%. Mid-cycle correction. If noon post slips, close rooms for 5 minutes to reset roles. Steward pulls the cord. Testimony. Patients testify. Home by dinner. Overtime drops. Staff smiles return. You feel the magnet? Fruit attracts better talent. Calmer families. Willing donors. Leaders do not chase followers. Followers chase fruit. Guard the sequence while you march. Values remain the white lines as you speed. Strategy is still the chosen route. Mission is this week's assignment. Metrics remain witness. But here, right here, is where cultures are born or buried in roles honored, rhythms kept, fruit named. Write this down. Monday is the proof of mission. Friday is the witness of fruit. If Monday is empty and Friday is vague, you are still in the wilderness. If Monday is precise and Friday is testimony, you are in Canaan. Say it with me. Mission is the disciplined march that makes the picture inevitable and the fruit visible. Again, mission is the disciplined march that makes the picture inevitable and the fruit visible. Leadership is born when toleration ends. End the toleration of vague meetings, ownerless tasks, fruitless reviews. Tonight, appoint by gift. Tomorrow, establish the huddle. This week, post the scoreboard. This month, run the 3-0-day correction. This quarter, tell the story of fruit. You are not an accident. You are an assignment. Your team is a caravan. Protect the wire. Keep the cadence. And watch how the land you named begins to submit to the feet that march. This is the hour of decision. You have dwelt long enough in this mountain. Write this down. Decide today to put vision first and deploy mission daily, and you will leave the wilderness. Joshua stood before a river with a nation behind him, and God said, prepare provisions. Within 3 days you will pass over this Jordan. Joshua 1:11. 72 hours, not 7 months, not when the mood feels right. Within 3 days. Say it with me. We move now. Here is your first march order. Within the next 72 hours, gather your captains of thousands, hundreds, 50s, and 10s. Close the door. Put the deck on the table. Habakkuk 2:2 is still the mandate. Write the vision. Make it plain upon tablets that he may run who reads it. Take a red pen like a sword. Ask the 3 questions in order. See it, prove it, do it. Then recut every slide to the sequence we established. Vision, values, strategy, mission, metrics. If a 12-year-old cannot draw your vision, strike it and rewrite it. If your fruit is numbers without people transformed, replace it with named proofs. Pain ended, value appeared. If your mission is clouds without clocks, translate it into verbs with owners and times. This is not editing. This is deliverance by order. If the trumpet gives an uncertain sound, who shall prepare for battle? Give your team a certain sound. Write this down. Choose one wilderness and advance one undeniable mile in the next 30 days. Not 10 projects. 1. A confusing product. A drifting team. A stalling program. Pick the one that steals the most energy and dignity. Name the land. Name the fruit. Name the march. An undeniable mile is a testimony no critic can bury. Door to doctor under 5 minutes by month end. Third graders at PS 47 reading 90 WPM aloud by May 30. Small retailers closing laptops at 6 p.m. with reconciled books by Q4. Make your mile so visual a child can draw it, and a cynic must argue with the clock, not your character. Here is your 3-0-day cadence. Week 1, picture and baseline. Finalize your one-sentence vision with senses, stakes, and a horizon. Establish 3 non-negotiable values as guardrails. Walk the floor and measure the pain as it is today. Cycle time, reading fluency, close the day stress, post it on the wall in ink. Who's the leader? No one and everyone. Appoint owners by function, the navigator of the route, the driver of the day, the mechanic of the systems, the supply officer of the resources. Distributed leadership under singular destination. Week 2, install the march. Mission is verbs with clocks, so set daily rhythms. 7:30 a.m. huddle, 12 p.m. visible update, 4:30 p.m. 10-minute review. Names on every action. Remove the team from your sentences. A name, not a crowd. James 2:26 says, faith without works is dead. Write this down. Monday is the proof of mission. Put the vision sentence at the top of every agenda and the scoreboard in the hallway where faith can see its reflection. Week 3, remove the stones. Expect resistance. Systems groan when order arrives. This is where leaders are born. Whatever you tolerate, you will never change. Confront the misorder. Fire the meeting that steals the morning. Fix the $4 wire that is stalling the engine. If a process violates your values, cut it. If an owner hides in the crowd, coach or reassign. Celebrate early fruit loudly. When a child reads with joy, send a voice note to the whole team. When cycle time drops, ring a bell. Fruit attracts courage. Week 4, consolidate and testify. Stabilize the rhythms until they hum. Document the new standard as your new normal. Prepare your report, not as vanity, but as witness. You will know them by their fruit. Matthew 7:16. Names, pains ended, value appeared. And stand up before your people to say, the Lord has done great things for us, whereof we are glad. Psalm 126:3. Revelation 12:11 says, they overcame by the blood of the Lamb and by the word of their testimony. Report fruit monthly, so faith multiplies. Say it with me. Because identity is the engine of discipline. I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Again, I am not an accident. I am an assignment. Vision moves me. Mission marches me. Louder so your culture hears it in your chest. Vision moves me. Mission marches me. Genesis 1:26 still stands. Let us make man in our image and let them have dominion. You were created to lead and designed to dominate in your domain. Stop managing circles. Start leading a line toward a land. The cloud of confusion will not move until you step. God told Moses at the sea, why cry to me? Tell the children of Israel to go forward. Exodus 14:15. Forward is a direction. March is a discipline. Write this down. Toleration ends tonight. No more wandering meetings. No more poetry where maps belong. No more metrics before faith. No more busy without fruit. We are a caravan, not a crowd. No one and everyone, vision first, values guard, strategy guides, mission moves, metrics witness. Your job is what they pay you to do. Your work is what you were born to do. Deploy your work. Serve your gift. The world is waiting for your fruit. Here is your resource rhythm. Rehearse your vision sentence daily. First 5 minutes of every morning meeting. Out loud. Standing up. Review your mission rhythms weekly. Every Friday. Owners report on cadence. Kept or broken. Obstacles named. Adjustments made. Report your fruit monthly. The first Monday of the month. Testimonies by name. Pains ended. Value appeared. Write it on the calendar before you leave this room. If the calendar cannot find it, it does not exist. Don't trust memory. Trust rhythm. Heaven runs on rhythm. Sun, moon, seasons. Let all things be done decently and in order. 1 Corinthians 14:40. In the next 72 hours, recut the deck. In the next 30 days, move 1 mile you can photograph. When you do, the wilderness will lose your scent. You will hear a different sound in your corridors. The sound of feet that know where they are going. Say it with me. For the road we enter now, see it, prove it, do it. Again, see it, prove it, do it. Leadership is born when toleration ends. This is the end of toleration. This is the beginning of movement. Decide tonight. Put vision first. Deploy mission daily. And we will meet again on the other side of the Jordan with fruit in our hands and a new horizon on our lips.